Right, hi everyone, and welcome to our Product Roundup. So today we'll give a quick look on what we've delivered this quarter and what's coming next across marketing, sales, service, and integration. So all with one goal in mind, which is to make SuperOffice easier to use and more powerful in your everyday work. So I will first go through the improvements we have done in our web forms, and then Philip will go through the pipeline insights, show you guys a new wizard and AI features in mobile. Mikael will then talk about request relations, and then we have Marcel in the end talking about our ERP integration, our Office integration, and then he'll show you your great new meeting assistant, SuperNotes. So a lot of exciting topics today. So let's start with marketing. Okay, so my name is Catherine and I'm the product manager of marketing. And in marketing, we have been working on form improvements based on the need and feedback that we have identified in customer interviews with you guys. And these are the 5 improvements that we've been working with. So the first one, custom fields are now available in forms. So our users use this form in different contexts. So for event signups, lead capture, surveys, and support requests. And now we're enabling custom fields so that you can create, forms tailored to different contexts and so that you can capture more relevant data. And then now that we're enabling more fields in forms, we would like to reduce the risk of important data being lost or overwritten. So we're introducing something called admin field controls. And then I'll show you the Google font library, which is available in forms now. And then we've enabled custom styling on the subscription pages. And you can now style your forms using CSS, which means that you can apply more advanced styling to your forms. So that you get a consistent branding across different touch points. Yes. So form fields. So we are enabling custom fields. This means that you now can add UDEF and extra tables to your forms. So if you have custom fields, the fields will be available when you add a font in your form. And the form fields are now also searchable. And we have also added more standard fields on company and contact person to the form editor. So some examples are department on company. We have added birthday on contact and interest. And then we have also added something we called admin field control, so that administrators have more granular control of data updates. Because now that we're enabling custom fields, we want to reduce the risk of important information being lost or changed through forms by mistake. So as a default, the form user can choose to allow a field to be overwritten or not. But now in the new admin panel, a CRM admin can either deny overwrite, meaning that this checkbox will be removed, or he or she can move a field entirely from a form. So this is to ensure that business critical data is not overwritten by mistake. And examples of this could be the company registration number or person ID. You don't want these fields to be overwritten once you have the data. Okay, let's move on to Google Fonts then. So the Google Fonts library is now available in SuperOffice Forms. So if you add if you click on Add Font in the in Forms in the SuperOffice font editor, you now get a more extended font list, and you can choose to use this standard font list, or a CRM administrator can make changes to this list by adding fonts from the Google library or remove fonts if needed. So if you, for example, have a brand guide that only supports 3 fonts, then you can remove fonts and have a short list of just 3 fonts to support your brand guide. Yes, and then we have the subscription page, which is now customizable. So you can adjust the styling to match your brand. You can upload logo, you can edit the standard text, and you can preview it, as you see here on the right side, before you apply the styling. And the styling you apply will be applied in multiple pages. So the styling will be applied to the subscription page, the unsubscribe page, and the related confirmation pages, so that you get a consistent branding throughout all of these pages. And here you can also choose the language that you would like to show the subscription page in, and you can also overwrite the standard text if needed. And then lastly, we have you can now style your forms using CSS, meaning that you now can apply more advanced styling to forms. And here you can either add your CSS code directly in this window, or you can choose a CSS class for more guided styling. So this means that you now can style your forms with CSS to match your website and your overall brand identity. Okay, and then what's coming next? So we're still working on form improvements. And this first feature, I know that many of you have been waiting for. So we're working on dynamic forms, which means that you can apply form fields that changes based on what someone selected earlier in the form. So this will help you keep your forms short and only ask relevant follow-up questions. So this one I am excited to release in Q2. And then we are also working on improving the consent management and the subscription management. And this is to make this component more intuitive, but we will also like to make it more flexible based on input and feedback from you guys. As you know, soon you can edit the privacy text, or you can add links directly in the text. So yeah. Okay, this is what we had from marketing. Thank you guys for listening, and then I'll hand over the word to you, Philip.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine. That was a lot. Nice to hear. So we will shift focus to what's going on within core sales and mobile today. So let's start. First of all, we are continuing the dashboard improvements that we have been doing for the last quarters. Now with 2 more things. That is days in stage and stage when closed. So this is 2 fields that you can use in dashboards to get pipeline insights. So days in stage, it's going where it's calculating the average time in the sales stage, and that can give you a lot of insights into the sales pipeline. And you can also figure out where there is bottlenecks and that extra attention is needed. You can also use this to get insights on sales that have not been or that have been in a certain stage more than a specific number of days. So you can use that. Also, stage when close give you the insights where the sales process, where in the sales process you are winning or losing. So you can also see that you are following the sales process, because we are saving the stage that was before it was lost or won. Hence, you can follow this up and see if you're following the sales process. So with these two new improvements, you get more insights into your pipeline. Then here you see, maybe you've seen this screen before. I call it the old wizards with the old wizard. We will during the upcoming month now replace this old wizard with a new one. So don't get afraid if you see something new, but this will still be there for a couple of more weeks. And this wizard, if you don't know how when it's shown or you would like to see it, you can now start it under the person icon to the top right, and then choose download and web tools. Then this will start. But it's time to say goodbye to this old friend, and instead this is a new wizard that we are introducing, and this will help you be correct setup. So we call it the user setup, and it can also be found under the same place, under the person icon, top right, and it will be called user setup. And as I said, this will be rolled out in phases. And this wizard will enable you to connect your email, and with a connected email address, you can send and archive emails also from SuperOffice, and also handle invites and invitations. So if you get this wizard and then you click Get Started, you will be presented with this flow. So here you can choose to click the connect button and connect your email account. So then you will be prompted for your email address and password, and then it will be connected. Then you click next. If you don't have SuperOffice Web Tools installed, then you can download it as you could in the old wizard. Or you can click the link here to connect. And you know, SuperOffice Web Tools, it's all about working with documents. You're clicking on a proposal or a document, and it will be opened in that automatically in that program. So a Word document, for instance, will be opened automatically in or in Microsoft Word. So, but maybe it's already installed, it's already connected. You will see it when you click next in the final summary. You will see the final dialog, and you will see the status here that you're connected to your email address, or that Web Tools also is enabled and corrected. Then you can press close and move on, continue working. All right, I also promised you something around AI and mobile CRM. We also added some recent AI features when adding a new company and when scanning a business card using mobile CRM. Now we also have one more AI feature in Mobile CRM, and it's about getting faster insights when you're working with the request. So here in the pictures, I'm looking at the requests, ID 672, and now I can just click generate here, and you see that AI sparkle button there, and I will get a summary of this request. So I don't need to read all the messages that are, on the small cell phone or a small mobile phone. It's much more convenient to have the summary up front. So you also need to have the AI features activated. If you are missing this out, talk to your administrator and they can activate it in SuperOffice Admin. And then maybe you are not using the mobile client as of yet. Now you have the chance to download Mobile CRM to your Apple or Android telephone. So I will just have this image a couple of more seconds that you can get your mobile and get that QR code and start to download Mobile CRM. You log in with the same credentials and in the same way as you log in to the web client. So please do. And then we will see what's next. And we have been talking to all of you, and we have seen that there are some potential in doing the navigation and improve navigation, going back and forth within SuperOffice, move to the recent activities, and so on. Working, for instance, I'm here at the sales side of the application, and then I would like to maybe go back or move to something that I was doing for a couple of clicks away. So we are doing investigations and research in this area so that maybe you can browse and go back and forth where you are working within SuperOffice, store history of all the recent events, and basically simplify the navigation within SuperOffice. So that's something that we are looking into these days. So that was short and sweet from my end, and now we will see if we have Michael here to talk a little bit about service.
Yes, Philip, and thank you very much for those news in Sales and Core and in the mobile client. Now we will switch focus to service instead and look into what we have done here since the last product roundup. So what's new? We have introduced something that we call request relations. Some of you might already have a feature looking something like this, where you have related requests together, but that has been something you've been doing in the admin client, something that is a customizations that you need in your tenant to set up yourself in the admin client, and it could be cumbersome to do so. So that's why we now have introduced a standard feature for request relations. So on all requests in SuperOffice, you will now have a tab or an archive called related requests. And if you have any related requests, that will be indicated with a small orange dot to help you understand that, okay, there are some more information here that I can view. Click here and you can get an overview of the related requests that you have managed or edited and added to a specific request. So this is a way to connect the dots and manage complex support workflows with related requests. And this could help you manage complex and interconnected service requests effectively when there are a lot of different stakeholders involved in solving a specific request, and you need to maybe subtract them or divide them into different minor tasks or subtasks connected to a bigger tasks. This will in essence, reduce resolution time so that teams can work in parallel on related requests with clear visibility into dependencies. So you can see how everything is connected together. And this improves the transparency. So all the stakeholders can see the full scope of the work related to any request. So in the previously, you always had to try and find, okay, are these requests related, or are there some connections here that I need to be aware of? That could be hard to find. Now we have put all of that together in one tab where you have an overview. And as you see here, you have a graphical overview. And as you can see on the next slide here, you can also, of course, have a list view if you prefer to have that as well. So you can toggle between this very easily. You have a graphical hierarchy, or you have a list view on these icons here. You can click a related request to preview it in a side panel without actually leaving the page. So if you just highlight one of the requests or click one of them in the graphical overview, you will get a preview on the right-hand side. So you effectively can browse through the different requests and you don't have to leave your initial request. If you were in the need to actually move to the related request, you can easily just click on the related request ID, and the related request will open in a new tab, so you can work on it there. And of course, since this is part of the SuperOffice archive system, you also have the possibility to configure your columns to fit your processes. So you can decide what type of fields do I want to be present in the different columns in the archives. And of course, I can sort, filter, and group on these specific columns as well. If I want to, for example, group it based on the relation type to easily see, is this a child request or is it a related request? Then you might wonder, okay, what's this with child, parent, and related request? So those are the actual request relation types that we have introduced into SuperOffice, and those lets you link one or two or many requests together using those three defined relation types. And the parent type, that's a request that oversees one or more child requests. That's always the requests on the top. And then you can have the child requests underneath, or if you want to call them sub requests. And those are always belonging to a parent. So that's more of a hierarchical linkage. If we go to the related relations instead, then that's more of a peer request, more of a horizontal view or a horizontal linkage between the different requests. So they are sort of on the same level when you are linking stuff together. This overview of how you are actually linking requests together or relating them is from the task menu. You click relate, and then you get an overview looking like this, where you, of course, get the request that you're standing on. Then you can choose which relation type I would like to choose in this specific case, and then I can connect it to a specific other request or multiple requests. And I can also add a comment here if I would like to give some more flavor to why we have related these requests together. Then, of course, in the admin part, we have introduced something as well, so you can configure smart rules to enforce consistency and guide your users or agents through the right steps when they are working with request types. So for any relation type, you can activate different rules based on what type of request types you have on your different requests. So, for instance, you can require a parent to be set that prevents requests of a specific type from being saved unless they are linked to a parent. You can block a parent closure. That means that you prevent closing the parent request until all the children requests are closed. It could also be that you would like to auto-close the parent, that you prompt or ask the agent, would you also like to close the parent request when all the children requests are resolved? And the other way around, if you actually close the parent request, you can get a question offering you to close all the children requests and prompts the agent with, do you want to close it? And would you also like to offer a message to all those child requests that is sent out to the actual customer. That could be, for instance, let's say that you have some software that actually breaks down and you have an outage. That could be the main request that you have. Okay, it's not possible to log in. That's your main problem, the parent request. And then all your customers starts to report, I can't log in, I can't log in, I can't log in. So to keep track of that, you link all these customer requests to the actual incident. When you have resolved the incident, you can say close incident, and then you get the offer and the possibility to type something, create a standardized answer, and that will be then sent to all the child requests, the customer requests, to create a more efficient way of working with requests. And just to give some other examples on how you can use parent and child relations between requests, here are two other options. That, let's say that you have an annual IT infrastructure upgrade or a review that you need to do yearly. That could be the main request. And then you have 3 child requests where someone needs to replace some network switches, another one needs to upgrade the RAM in the server, and a third one, maybe a purchaser needs to renew a firewall license from a provider or something like that. Another one could be that you are to open a completely new store in Gothenburg. That could be the main request. And then you have 3 tasks that needs to be done. You need to hire and train staff. Maybe that's for the HR department. You need to stock the shelves. Yeah, that's more of an operational task that they need to work with. And then set up payment terminals so your customers actually can pay when they are buying something from you. So that's just some examples on how you could use the request relations. And with those words, I would like to move over to integrations and introduce Marcel. So please take it away.
Thanks, Michael. There was a lot of new things, a lot of new features that will definitely help our customers to use request management better. Really cool. Thanks for that. I have a few minutes left, so I have a lot to tell about integrations. So let's kick this off. To start, what is integrations? What is SuperOffice integration, the integrations department? Well, we take care of all the Office integrations, the SuperOffice InfoBridge products, and all the other integrations like Zapier. And this is what we do at the integrations department. I'm not going to tell about all of the application that you see here because we don't have really big news on every department or every app, but I have some exciting things to say. ConnectERP, that is our ERP offering directly integrated to SuperOffice. And what do we offer with this ConnectERP solution that we have created? We support synchronization of customers and persons. We sync products and prices into SuperOffice so that you can create quotes from SuperOffice. And what we also do is then make sure that the orders and the quotes are moved from SuperOffice to the ERP system. And it's also possible to do this the other way around. And last but not least, we make sure that you have some key figures available in SuperOffice. And with these key figures, you can make selections and do marketing. Talking about selections and marketing, also the dashboards that you can create after you have all this ERP data in SuperOffice and all your information about quotes and orders and invoices, you can create really smart dashboards. And with these dashboards, you can make better decisions in marketing actions and upsell opportunities, for instance. The integrations that we are offering today is Visma.net, Business Next, and TripleTex. If you remember the last roundup, I already told you about this. And now we have added Fort Knox for our Swedish customers. Well, mostly Swedish because it's very famous in Sweden. And this coming period, we are investigating the next 1 or 2 that we need to develop or that we will develop so that we can expand our ERP offering with even more popular ERP systems. Then let's move over to the Office integrations because there's a lot of things that we improved in the SuperOffice calendar together with Synchronizer. If you book meetings from Outlook and you would invite people to join you in a meeting, then in the past or currently still, and I'll explain this later, The booking that you will see in SuperOffice will look like this. So what you will have is only one participant listed in the SuperOffice appointment, while in Outlook, you may have 3 or 4 or 5 or even more. With the update that we will do and that we will roll out the upcoming weeks, what you will see is you will have the entire list of participants visible in SuperOffice, and it also matches the status of the participants. So if someone in Outlook accepted or declined the meeting, you will also see this in SuperOffice. These participant lists will be read-only, so it will be a read-only view from Outlook. The other thing that we improved is that we made sure that by accident you can no longer change data in SuperOffice, in the SuperOffice appointment, when your booking has started in Outlook. Previously, what we did is we couldn't make the fields that you were not allowed to change read-only, but we have covered this now. So everything that is taken care of by Synchronizer will be read-only. It will still leave you to select your customer or the appointment type, but for the rest, everything will be read-only. If you need to do a change, do it in Outlook. The other way around, if you have a SuperOffice meeting and you want to view this one in Outlook, this is what it will look like in future when we have rolled out these new features with Synchronizer. So your SuperOffice appointment is, of course, linked to a company and to a person, to maybe a project. And you also have the participant list in SuperOffice. And what you will see after the update is you will have some SuperOffice information in your Outlook booking, in your Outlook appointment or booking. And there's the company name, for instance, the project name, and some other information, including the link to the SuperOffice online environment, where you can view this SuperOffice appointment right away without logging in, without a separate logging in and moving to the calendar. It will directly open the SuperOffice appointment. And a bit lower, the full participant information will be visible also in the Outlook calendar. It will also show the status. So if a invitee has accepted or declined your invite. The next one that we released is AI as your meeting assistant. Yes, we have launched SuperNotes. SuperNotes is your AI note taker, which will help you from meeting to SuperOffice. So what it will do, before the meeting, it will send you automatically a meeting invite and some pre-meeting information about the topics and also the participants. So it will show you in an email that you will receive some information from LinkedIn, for instance, or from other social media outlets, some preparation, some icebreakers, for instance. Then it will, during the meeting, make sure that everything is recorded. After the meeting, it will make sure that there is a summary created and an action list. And then it will also make sure that SuperOffice CRM is updated. So everything that is, every detail that you have from your contact person, you can move that over to SuperOffice with just one click. And then after the meeting, it will give you chat opportunities and insights. So you can chat with SuperNotes, and it will answer you everything that you have discussed with this particular customer now, with the last meeting, but also with previous meetings, for instance. And it can summarize task lists, for instance. This is really cool. And what we have seen so far with the customers that we have already implemented SuperNotes with, that most customers, most teams report a save up to 13 hours per week on certain repetitive admin tasks. If you need more details on SuperNotes, contact your SuperOffice contact person. SuperNotes is available per user, and you can also purchase SuperNotes for users that don't use SuperOffice. Let's move on. What's coming up? We have SuperOffice for Teams coming up. It's a little like SuperOffice for Outlook, but then, of course, for Teams, you can save chats, one-on-one chats, but also group chats to SuperOffice. And it also gives the opportunity to archive documents that you share with your coworkers or your guests, prospects or customers in Teams. And the pilot will start soon. We'll keep you posted. What we're also working on is some new insights with ConnectERP. So we'll make sure in very near future that besides all the goodies that you already get with ConnectERP, that will show you some graphs to inform the user about, let's say, orders, the number of orders or the amount of the orders. So that's it. Thank you for watching. That's the wrap up for our product roundup for so far. We hope that you got a clear and inspiring look at what's possible with these solutions. And if you have any questions or you need more details or you want support choosing the right option for your situation, we're here to help, of course. Contact us. Thanks for watching, and we'll all see you hopefully in the next video. Thank you.